Well, here it is. I know it's been a while. 30 years, no serious girlfriend, no real action. However, I'm not going to get humped by a street level bureaucrat. That's not happening. I am not putting up with their crap. I have no interest in that type of a girlfriend. Obviously, 30 years you ain't been with, had serious relations with a woman, it plays on your mind. There's some things though that turn me off about bureaucratic women. A lot of them tend to wear plaid, which doesn't sound offensive, but the difference is when I wear plaid, it's because I'm doing yard work or I'm cleaning gutters or I'm hanging Christmas lights. When they wear plaid, it's because they're in the closet and their name is Butch. So, that's we got to have an understanding before they wear that. They can't just come out and wear plaid. That's not happening. Because if that is the case, then I have reason to suspect that they may have more hair on their chest than I do. And obviously, I want none of that. Yeah, how disturbing hair on a woman is. I mean, they can only have it on their head and their eyebrows. And maybe a little bit on the vagina. And that's about it. Nowhere else. Those are the rules. If you don't like them, there's the door. Anyway, yeah, because they do develop things over time, like peach fuzz on the face that puts my beard to shame. You got to do something about that too. That's not going to be a problem for me in the immediate sense, but somewhere down the road, it's a problem for every guy that their woman, starts getting peach fuzz. It could happen as early as 30 with some women, and it is very unattractive. It's like you drop the potatoes on that one, and you leave them over something like that. The other thing about bureaucratic women is that they like little pink glazed donuts too. And I'm not talking about pastries. I'm not going to say all these bureaucratic women like that, but some of them do. And, it ain't like the movies you see on the internet, on, those type of sites. It's never that good. It's always a bad thing. I mean, the women that do those things and are actually attractive, they're not really into little pink glazed donuts. That's not really their thing. They're doing it for whatever social reason that they're doing it. Well, who knows? I don't understand these things. Anyway, I know with certain women, you could be having a conversation with them, what's going on the news, how was shopping, talking about anything, workplace environment, social media, whatever. And then all of a sudden the conversation shifts to everything that's wrong in their life is somehow your fault. And it's like, what? Where did this come from? I'm trying here, and they always twist it. They always try to make everything wrong in their life is your fault. 30 years of no women? Oh, no, I ain't playing that game now. I'm not putting up with that. And one of the big problems is that it actually is street-level bureaucratic women who are the reason I don't get action. I've never had a serious relationship or any kind of a relationship, really. They use mechanisms and control the conditions of my environment to prevent such things from happening. I know that sounds like a delusional thought, but that's what it's meant to seem like, so that I can't properly explain or illustrate what my problem is. It's not difficult. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's just there are assholes out there who do not want me to have a normal life, to go with women and get up to fun things like go to parties and knock back a few beers and other things I like to do, watch hockey games and things like that. Another thing is women in the modern day are they're difficult to please in bed. I don't know about other guys' equipment, but my equipment, it's meant to do the job, and that's what it does. But a lot of women can eat sperm like a whale eats plankton. How am I supposed to compete with that? It's like they're totally different from what I am, and it's hard to get I put in my honest effort here, and it's like you can't win. You can't win, and it's and yeah, there are other points I want to make too. You get in a relationship with a woman a long time, eventually they're probably going to start hating you. Mostly because they want to be you. And, I think that takes the passion out of the relationship if they're too much like me, but at the same sense, I don't want to be, bickering and arguing with them. That to me is like, I don't need some broad giving me the gears. Oh, hold on a second, it's mosquito. Wash my hands in a minute. Another one. Well, it is summer, so that is to be expected. It's the female ones you gotta look out for, because they're buzzing around and they can't lay their eggs unless they drink your blood. And they're watching you. You know that the second you turn off that light to go to sleep, they're going to be flying around trying to get you. And you obviously don't want that. I mean, from their perspective, they're probably going, well, you don't need all your blood. But I don't want you having any of it, okay? Damn mosquitoes. Yeah, they can be annoying. Not unlike some women. So, that's something to be taken into consideration. Now, they also, I want my women to, get involved in my hobbies too. I certainly don't want them to come around and try to destroy my hobbies. Because as you know from other videos I've made, I'm into military memorabilia, antiques, military antiques. I've got a couple helmets, a couple medals. I plan on building on that collection. I saw a very nice German uniform for some money at my place a few months ago, and I plan on getting that. Not to wear it. I'm not going to wear it. I've gotten, I'm quite a big guy. I'm at 6 foot, 200 pound. I'm not going to risk ripping a World War II era German uniform. If I'm really that interested in wearing one, I'll just get a replica. It's like if you have a hockey jersey and you get it signed by an NHL player, you're not going to wear that jersey. You're going to frame it. And if I had a jersey that was signed, I would get an exact jersey of it. So that would be the one I wear, and I tell people, look, I have a signed one. Would you like to see a picture of me in it so I can prove it to you? Because I have seen people who wear jerseys that have signatures on them. I'm like, what are you doing? Are you best buddies with this hockey player and you're going to see him again next week and it doesn't really matter, or what? Of course, that's a whole conversation that I know a lot of women either aren't interested in or pretend they don't know anything about. Like, I was talking to one buddy and I explained to him how I got a Jonathan Taves jersey, real nice jersey, and his wife didn't know who Jonathan Taves was. And I was just thinking, she must be playing games or something. How could you live in the same building as my friend and not know who Jonathan Taves is? It's these games that are annoying. Like, they don't add interesting things to the conversation. It's like a hurdle that doesn't have to be there. And look, I'm not gonna pretend that I understand women completely, because I don't. I have a little bit of media to watch. Most of the women in my life have either been slags or they've been distant, or both. And that, like, how am I supposed to learn? I try to rationale what could possibly be going through their head, because I imagine your typical woman is not difficult to understand. I don't think that's a weird chain of thought in my head. I would like to understand where they're coming from and things about them. And I'm open to suggestion, like if they can point out flaws in my character, I'm willing to listen. But if it comes to the point where they're nidger-nadgering me, then, and it's like an everyday thing, like constant bring down, then, it's not a fun relationship. It isn't gonna work. And that's what these, I keep calling them street level bureaucrats, but they're mostly, the Google definition of that is police officers, people who work for the government, social workers, blah, 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 blah. And, they have a system that they'll never explain to you, and they have a modus operandi which they will not discuss. They will lie about it, and they will obsessively compulsive be about certain things. Like, you will not be able to get solid answers out of them. And how can you live with somebody like that? And I suppose they could open the door to their brain and start talking to you like a normal person, but then you have to adapt. You have to start thinking like they do. And a lot of the things these bureaucrats, how they think, I don't agree with that. If I ran into a Mormon woman, because they're against alcohol, it would be, what? What? Nope, not gonna work. They're not the only type of woman that doesn't like men drinking alcohol. There's MAD, M-A-D-D, as everyone knows, which I'm going to make a video explaining a certain situation that I'm in and how I think an organization like MAD would be less than sympathetic for my problem, because they have a bias against, well, really, I believe they're a sexist organization, and they're just against the typical male, which is me. I'm just an average guy with certain opinions. I have noted that on my YouTube, I have over 28 hours of content added. Over 28. Literally, you could watch an hour of my video every day for 28 days. Kind of interesting. Some of the things I talk about, no one else does. Anyway, yeah, getting back to the women. What happened to all the normal girls? Have they all gone weird or crazy or bossy or intolerable? Because there's more to a woman than how they physically look, their physical appearance. There's more to it than that, although that counts for a lot. their soul, their spirit, how they behave. I'm not gonna say there's not pluses and perks to their behavior if they are street level bureaucrats. I'm not gonna say that they're not any good at all, but the bad things, the ball and chain that comes with them, and all the other ways they can cause you headaches, and you know, I don't like. I haven't had a serious relationship in 30 years, but like if the first woman that comes around has that kind of way of thinking and is gonna be a headache, I'll dump her. Didn't wait 30 years to put up with that, and I'm not going to. Um, the thing about being on your own this long is it's good in a way because your personality solidifies. It becomes more concrete, and I ain't changing. There's some things I'd consider, doing, like, I guess, brush my teeth more often or something like that. Buy different shoes because my shoes get beaten up quite bad because I'm always working in the yard, and I'm on my feet all day long, so I don't wear stylish shoes. I wear nice jerseys, but that's the upper part of my body, so that's a small problem. That's things like that can be handled through normal discussion. It's when they start dictating to you about anything, and you can't even argue with them. And it's not because they're being intelligent, it's because there's just no dealing with them. Like I've said, it is these low-level bureaucrats that are the cause of guys like me not being able to score women. To wrap this up, actually, one more thing I wanted to bring up. These women who are social bureaucrats, the thing about this modern day age is women, they ain't gotta go hungry. There are plenty of guys around, and they can have them all on little strings, and they can jump out of the closet anytime, and they can mess around. So one thing you have to put up with when you are going with a low-level bureaucrat is that they're going to mess around on you. You're just going to have to accept that. They might lie about it. They might get obsessive compulsive about it. But the fact is, a lie still is, it's not how I ideally want relationships to be. I don't want to lie. I'm an open book. I'll tell them anything about me. But it's not always the woman's fault that she'll cheat on you, because she'll have baggage. She'll have friends that she's known for years and years, and there are a lot of guys out there that are they're pricks. They wanna get with a woman that another guy has, and just to say they have it over that guy. I don't have that complex. I have no interest in any possession, anything that another man has. I'm only interested in getting my own stuff. Everything I have that I take pride in is my stuff. I didn't take it from anybody. And if the women I go with in the future, they have baggage who feels differently about it, that's not my fault. Because I'm under the impression that I'm not even, it's the illusion of choice. I'm not even really going to be able to pick out my girlfriends. There'll be various social circumstances that I'll be put in where it's not really my choice. I just might think it is, but once you get into this kind of a cult of personality thing that I'm vaguely sort of in, there's nothing you can do. You're in a fishbowl. doesn't mean they're smarter than me. It just means that I'm at a disadvantage here. So, anyway, low-level bureaucrats, I would take them off the menu personally if I had the option. I just want to go with normal women. I may not have that option. I probably don't. Because I'm too good looking. I'm also a radical and a badass. And I know how to make things happen, man. Like, I got Jedi powers. But sometimes I be like a Sith, you know? Like, I use the Force as a way of, you know, doing naughty things, but, you know, like, in a totally understandable way, of course, but, yeah, I wish I had more jokes, but, you know, most good comedians are only good because they're in a social circle where they come up with these jokes as a group. And that's the same thing with YouTube video creators, is they're not good because they're good on their own. They're good because they're in a social group that helps create these videos. And then they just use the one person as a poster person to do the job. Whereas me, I'm the poster person, but I'm also the script writer, I'm also the joke maker, I gotta do it all myself. And I ain't even been paid anything significant yet. That's straying off topic though. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end this video here. Not too pleased. Would like a normal girlfriend. I don't want any of her baggage or any of her crap. But you know, things can only get better from here. So, have a good night, and I'll see you later.